So let's see how we did. So the first triangle, y is the missing side, and that is the hypotenuse. So we know about the legs. So again, leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. So 24 squared plus 18 squared equals y squared. So we're trying to find what's the value of y. So 24 squared is 24 squared plus 18 squared. You can do it in one swoop, is 900. 900 is equal to y squared. And how do we undo a square? We take the square root. And so the square root of 900, 900 is a perfect square. Always start by throwing it into your calculator. So the square root of 900 is 30. So my missing side length, my hypotenuse, is 30. Okay, and number 2, again, we're looking for the hypotenuse here. So 5 squared plus 10 squared is equal to y squared. 10 squared is 100, 5 squared is 25. You add the two together and you get 125 is equal to y squared. 125 is not a perfect square, so we're going to have to break it down. So I know for a fact 5 goes into it, and 5 times 25 gets me 125. 25 breaks down to 5 and 5, so I have 3 5s under the radical. And so I'm going to take out one of those 5s because square roots you're looking for pairs of 2, and the other 5 stays in. So y has a value of 5 times the square root of 5. Okay, let's take a look now at number 3. So in this situation, we're trying to find y, which is a leg. So 11 squared plus y squared equals 61 squared. 11 squared is 121. And 61 squared is 3,721. So you need to get y squared by itself first. So you're going to subtract 121 from 3,721. And when you do that, you get 3,600. And whenever you take the square root of both sides, 3,600 is a perfect square, so y is equal to 60. Now, in number 4, notice how our hypotenuse already has a radical in it, and we're trying to find one of the legs. Nothing changes. We set it up still the same. 6 squared plus y squared equals the square root of 85 squared. 6 squared is 36. Now, when I square this, that means I'm going to write it twice. And if you remember back in Unit 5, we've got the same root, so we can write it under the same radical. And because I have the 285s under the radical, they come out, and I'm left with the 85. Anytime you square a radical, basically you're undoing that radical. The opposite of squaring something is the square root. To undo a radical, to get rid of a radical, you square it. So then now I'm going to subtract the 36 from the 85. So y squared is equal to 49. And the square root of 49 is 7. So for this one, number 4, y, or your missing side length, is 7. Now, in number 5, the question wants to know, is this triangle a right triangle? Why or why not? So we're going to use our Pythagorean theorem to justify. So if it is, then the leg squared plus the leg squared has to equal the hypotenuse squared. Now, why am I assuming that 8 is the hypotenuse? Well, it's the longest side on the triangle. So is 6 squared plus 7 squared equal to 8 squared is the question. 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49, and 8 squared is 64. And 36 plus 49 is 85. 85 is not equal to 64. So the answer is no, because the legs squared are not equal to the hypotenuse squared. Let's say the sum, that's a better way, of the legs squared are not equal to the hypotenuse squared.